welcome to the UN Brief. Today we were at the WHO, the World Health Organization, press conference with the Minister for Development of Germany and Dr. Tedros, where we spoke about the new hub for research and prevention of pandemics in Berlin and vaccines. Thank you for watching the UN Brief, and don't forget to subscribe.
We have time for one more question, and that goes to Maya Plentz from the UN Brief. Maya, please unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Christian. My question is for the new center that was launched with the presence of Dr. Tedros. How will they cooperate with developing countries in terms of supporting them?
That's your baby. I think that's a question that no one can better elaborate that than you.
The hub, it's actually, the idea came from the lessons we're learning from this pandemic. During this pandemic, one of the challenges is sharing information. And we said we need to address this problem because it's only through sharing of information as early as possible and through transparency that we can fight epidemics or pandemics more effectively. And that's why this idea came. And we have actually another, phrase that's developed with that, collaborative intelligence. And not only information comes from known government nodes, but also from the civil society, from the private sector, and so on. And it brings all partners working in this. It could be academic institutions, it could be other research institutions, and so on. So everybody that comes across any information that may lead into identifying any new development actually is part of the web. So this hub is going to be a game changer because it brings the whole world together, whether it's, as I said, government, academic center, research institute, civil society, and so on. So we can have access to any information. And this is coming willingly from all over the world. So we detect things as early as possible and we act. So basically, it's an early warning system for the world. But at the same time, since this cannot happen without strong capacity at country level, it will also strengthen the national capacity because it's the strong national capacity or the strong surveillance system in countries that can help strengthen the global system or the collaborative intelligence that we are saying. So it's basically forging all partners, and it's a network of all partners that can make this a reality. And I'm glad we're already implementing things like this by drawing lessons from the existing pandemic. Not only this, there are other initiatives also which we have started by learning from this pandemic. And the choice of the Berlin hub, especially Berlin, is because it has a lot of potential research institutions and advanced AI technologies that can really help the global hub. Maybe I'd like to just comment on the other part also, especially on the on equity issues, especially on the manufacturing. One, I know Germany is a strong believer of equity. And two, as you rightly said, the issue on TRIPS waiver is ongoing and we're discussing on it. But one thing we have to also look at it from is Germany, while involving in the discussions, is doing something that should be done quickly because, doing whatever we can do now really helps. And that's why we have the mRNA, South Africa, which is going very well, and that will build the production capacity of many countries, the low and middle income countries. It will be it's a global hub. At the same time, there is also another event actually in mid-February, and BioNTech will announce the start of production in Rwanda, Senegal, and South Africa, I think. That event,
Ghana.
and Ghana. That will be so. These two developments already that can help in transferring technology to low and middle income countries. Meaning, it's just a principle of let's do whatever we can do now, while also debating or negotiating on the other issue. But I'm glad the last 2 years I have seen it myself. The commitment to equity from Germany is really, really big. And it's not without reason that the last 2 years, Germany has become the number one donor also to WHO. It's because of its commitment. And through the support from Germany, we're supporting many countries. And I would like to use this opportunity to thank the minister. By the way, the first successful test kit for COVID-19 was prepared in partnership between WHO and Germany. So the partnership started immediately, actually, as soon as COVID hit. And really our appreciation for that. But maybe, Mike, if you'd like to add on this, because this is...
I'll just make a follow-up point on the Berlin Hub, because the Berlin Hub will form the core of our new approach to strengthening global surveillance and the architecture of global surveillance at all levels. And that means starting with communities, national and global. Surveillance begins in the front line, and epidemics begin and end in communities. But what Berlin does is allow us to bring the technology and the expertise and the visionaries together to develop the tools, test those tools, and deliver them to those who need them in the front line. Dr. Chikwe Ikwezu is the new Assistant Director General. Chikwe was the ex-director of Nigeria CDC. No one has had more experience in the last decade in dealing with the surveillance challenges and in the world, and specifically in the largest one of the largest countries in Africa. We're already engaged with many countries. Dr. Chikwe has visited the European office. He's engaged with the European Union, and also his last mission, which he's just back from, was specifically to Egypt, to Cairo, to our regional office, but also to Iraq, to specifically start looking at how we can begin to work between Berlin and all countries. So I think it's clear that the hub is off the ground, and we've already occupied the newly built offices in Berlin, and it's a remarkably fast timeline to move from an idea to a vision, to planning, to implementation, and having boots on the ground, doing real work with our regions, with our member states, to create this collective vision of collaborative intelligence. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the UN Brief, and don't forget to subscribe,